On Bidenomics, the White House is trying to sell this Bidenomics message heading into the election year, but we have a new Fox poll, and it shows that nearly half of voters, 46%, say the administration's policies have hurt them. Voters don't see the economy getting any better. They're twice as likely to see it getting worse next year. Why is that?
So I'll say this, and we've talked about this many times, right? The last few years have been challenging for the American people, and we understand that Americans, feel like things are still unaffordable. We get that. And that is something that the president has said himself very recently. And that's why he's going to continue. When it comes to, that's why the Inflation Reduction Act is so important. Matter of fact, no Republican voted on that act. If anything, they're trying to repeal some really important provisions that deals with lowering energy costs. And so that is something that the president signed, and only Democrats voted for it. No Republicans did. And it's going to help the American people. And so there are historical actions that this president has taken that has shown, the data shows that the economy is in a better place. But we understand that Americans don't feel it right now. That's why we're going to continue to talk about junk fees, making sure that that is something that we deal with, right? That is because Bidenomics is indeed working. Thanks, everybody.
When you look at all of that polling compared with the facts you just laid out, Leo, are you personally disappointed by how the president is polling on the economy?
I just look back to where we were just 2 years ago, or when the president came to office, and I think how much Americans have been through in terms of seeing small businesses having to close their doors, people temporarily laid off. Supply chains were so broken that it was hard for Americans to get a lot of goods. You could wait months for a washing machine when your washing machine broke down. And then with the Russian invasion of Ukraine, gas and food prices soared. Where we are today is so much more secure, with ample job opportunities.
But I guess what I'm asking is why
more than prices.
Why is that not reflected?
It takes a while. I think it takes a while. And it's also that there are a few areas that Americans are worried are not as affordable.
Now I want to zoom out and talk a little bit about the last 3 years, because I think it bears repeating that when President Biden took office about 3 years ago, the biggest concern at the time around the nation's airlines was whether they would be able to stay in business. And at the time, we were thinking about how many years or decades it would take for the U.S. aviation sector to recover. Instead, what happened was that the entire economy, including the aviation sector, recovered swiftly during the Biden economic recovery, which of course included demand coming back faster than most forecasters had thought possible.